time for more power, baby, more power. You know what I mean. Well, it's not a lot of power, but it's still power, so let's throw it on, shall we? All right, we're here at Mr. Gabe Jones' shop. We're going to be having the guys take out the stock intake and we're gonna swap it out with the AFE. We don't know how much sound audibly we're gonna hear. I'm gonna assume it's pretty minor. A lot of people have taken out like the turbo rings or silencer rings, and you hear a little bit of extra sound, but not a lot. So we're gonna rev in place to kind of hear what sound we hear. I bet it's gonna be very minor. Under load, you can hear it ever so slightly from the passenger side, and I don't think the camera would ever pick it up, so we're not gonna bother with that. But we'll start up, we'll get a few revs in place so you can hear some before sounds, and then of course we'll show install, and then you'll hear some sounds afterwards. We've got a really nice Aventador right here. This is Mr. Kyles, if you don't know him, NBA Elf on Instagram. He just got a Dark Star exhaust on this thing, and it is rowdy. It sounds insane. So we'll go ahead and start up, see what sounds we get from it. I don't think you're gonna hear much of a whistle or a turbo or anything. Might hear a little bit of induction noise, but that's probably about it. Well, hopefully we can fix that with this AFE. I remember throwing a S&B intake on my old 2500 and it made a pretty big difference. So that's what I'm most excited about, is for the sound. It is gonna eat a little bit at MPG, but I mean, let's be honest, like this, that's why I got the Taycan. We're just giving up on MPG on this thing. So we threw on 37s. That was probably the worst mistake ever from an MPG perspective, but it's okay. We're making it fun. We're making it fun. Holy hell. That's a big boy. That is a big box. Sheesh. So you can see that there's a piece that comes in here, and then this whole front is basically just one big scoop that then feeds back in here inside the intake and then back towards the turbo. So we're gonna have to completely remove this old box, unplug O2 sensors, all that good stuff. You know the truck's tall when you gotta pull a ladder out for a simple intake install. So a few trim pieces we're gonna have to move. We're gonna have to remove this, which will allow us to get access to this, which will then allow access to remove this separate intake part. Not entirely sure what you call this. And then that'll allow us to finalize removing the entire intake. So we also went with the dry filter just because it's kind of an annoyance and a pain to constantly have to re-oil these. I did an oil one in my GT500 and I was constantly having to re-oil it every 5,000 miles or so, and then a lot more cleaning involved. So I figured just because I want it simple and easy and I don't want to have to fret and worry too much about it, we went with the dry instead. That does mean less horsepower slightly and less air, but it's like so minimal, and honestly, like, who cares? So I think it looks good though. All in all, it's a very good looking intake. Very good. I wish S&B would come out with one. I do like their style the best, but they take a long time with their production and getting to market. And I'm impatient, so here we are. All right, so now we got the trim piece off. You can see you just have a massive intake right here. Scoops in all the air, which is nice. It's kind of interesting that it sits right here though. I guess it is above the intercooler, but you'd think there'd be some type of vent right there to catch said air right here. I think there is like a sport performance so that you can get that does have that scoop. Funny enough, it's not functional, no surprise there, but I don't know, just kind of an interesting, weird design. You'd think they'd maybe put it in the grill somewhere, but I'm not an engineer, so I don't know those things. So we've got it all pulled out. There's your 60 millimeter turbo right there. We're gonna go ahead and pull the ring out as well to get as much sound as possible. We just checked on forums, no lights or issues from what we can tell and from what others have done. So hopefully that should add a good amount of sound. We'll see what happens. Upon further review, we would have to do drilling for the snap and what else?
Compressor housing for sure would have to come off.
Yeah,
At least just to do it safely, I think, so.
These guys are pros. I'm not, but I think we're gonna leave it as is for the time being. We don't feel like creating our own prototypes, so, because that's what most people are doing right now. They're creating their own variants and prototypes. Some have had success, others not so much. So for safety, and because I do actually use and drive this truck, we're not gonna do that today. Would be fun, maybe in the future. All right, so it's all back in. Looks really good. This is a lot better looking than stock. I think we can all agree on that. We did have this, I think it's kind of like a service panel thing. We left this out just so hopefully we can get a little bit more sound with it. I don't think it's gonna affect the sound all that much when we put it back in, but just finishing up the last few tabs. We'll start it, get a few revs, see what it sounds like. Hopefully it's a little bit more sound, and then we'll try and get some drive-by footage. I'll put the mic in the engine bay and see if we pick up anything more with it. And then we'll see what MPG is like. Usually recently on the 37s and the 2.5 inch on the highway, at 70 to 75, my speedometer is off by about 5 because of the 37s. I'll usually get anywhere from 18 to 22, just depending, you know, Utah's not necessarily flat, so it's a decent amount, so we'll see how much it affects. I know on my 22, 2500, I lost about 1 MPG, so yeah, we'll see. I mean, from inside, I couldn't hear it all that much. I could hear the blow off a little bit, but I think under load when we're actually driving, I know when you sit in the passenger seat, I think it's because you have a lot less like firewall noise, dampening stuff right here. You hear it a good amount, but from the driver's side, you can't hear too much. So we'll see what it sounds like. All right, looks great. Thanks guys, appreciate it. And then if you guys need anything service install wise, they basically can do it all. I mean, you guys have done pretty much everything. They've done wheels, tires, they've done the Carli suspension, you guys have done my lights, my totally legal off-road PA system. They've done a lot to the Lambo over there. They do it all. So if you need anything, I'll leave a link in the description down below. We'll hit up Gabe, talk to him, but they can get you squared away, taken care of, and they're great at what they do. We forgot something, Ty. No, like actually we forgot something. Oh shoot, that could have been really bad actually. So out with old and in with new. We have the intake in. There's sound, but you can't really hear anything from inside the cabin. So that's a little bit of a bummer. From the exterior, you can hear a decent amount. And if you brake boost it like you were gonna launch it, it makes a really cool flutter sound. So win, yes. Price, no. Is it worth it? Don't hate me, AFE. Probably not, honestly. Like for 400 bucks, if you're going for power, I'd probably get the Edge EasyX tuning module. You got 5 levels of power. You can go all the way from like 20 horsepower to 130 horsepower. Install was really easy. Fit and finish is fantastic. So honestly, a really, really good product. I think just for the money and what you're spending for what you're trying to get, it's not quite there. Now, this, while also removing the turbo silencer ring, you'd probably get a good amount of sound, but there's not really a way to do that easily on these 26s yet. We've seen some people do some makeshift kits where they've drilled and removed it that way. So there's nothing quite available to the market yet. But when it does become available, I'm willing to try that out and see what happens. All in all, like I said, great product. I don't know if it's worth paying the $425 to do it, but less than an hour to install, very straightforward and easy, and yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching the video. If you found this helpful, leave a comment down below, leave a like, share it with a friend, and remember, live life on the edge because it's a lot more fun. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.